Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to Interview with the Man, episode 747. Well, we got some great momentum rocking and rolling on the channel. Today, we're going to talk about how to catch a liar, aka how to catch a cheater, somebody you might be dealing with in your life, using frame. Frame. If you don't have frame, guys, you are a victim in this world. I'm telling you. None of this matters. Money, muscles, game, none of this matters if you have no frame, okay? We're going to talk about how you use frame to catch a liar and how I have used frame in the past to catch females that were being dishonest to me, doing stuff that they shouldn't have been doing while pretending to be pure, good, decent women when, well, you know, the reality is
She belongs to the streets.
but they know once they see a guy that they want, they got and they know who they are. They know, like, okay, I've been around the block, and guys like him don't like girls like that, so I'm gonna have to lie and pretend I'm gonna be somebody that I'm actually not in order to lock this guy down. That happens a lot more than you guys know. We're gonna talk about how to catch the liar, how to catch the cheater. And today is textbook example because we're going to be using Kimberly Cheatle, the director of the Secret Service, how she is extremely guilty, just to say the least. Extremely guilty. And I'm going to show you everything because she had to testify before Congress. We're going to break down 3 videos, and I'm going to show you how women really are so good at understanding the social game because the one person who corners her with using rock solid frame, I think her name is Nancy May, Congresswoman Nancy May. And we're going to break that all down and so much more. But don't forget, August 1st, we got the Masculine Empowerment Network launching live for you guys. We have 60 something odd people on the waiting list now. Shout out to the people who joined yesterday. Gary, Vukalik, Louise, and Hunter. Shout out to you guys who joined on the waiting list. So until then, take a quick look here at what I'm talking about.
It's me, MLD, and I'm back today with a special message for you. But before I get going, I just want to ask you one quick question. Are you ready for a massive change in your life? Right now, looking at the state of the world, I'm happy to say that we are making progress. I believe that we are winning the culture war, and I do believe that there are greener pastures ahead, despite all of the propaganda that is designed to make you feel disenfranchised and, quite frankly, black-pilled. The elites and the people who are controlling the world are absolutely losing ground to men like us who desire quality life, to be free, and to have choice in our dating, relationships, financial success, and so much more. And I want to make the opportunity available for you to get your piece of the pie. And that's why I'm here to talk to you once again about the Masculine Empowerment Network. Starting on August 1st, we are beginning enrollment for the 2024 calendar year. And this is my personal community that is dedicated to elevating your life in 4 aspects that I believe are the most important for men: money, muscles, game, and frame. This network has been operational since 2019, and our members have exceeded over 10,000 men across the globe. And we are only growing stronger and better every single year. As you know, I recently took a little bit of a break from YouTube, but I was offline training my elite group of members in my community. I'm back now with a refined approach, re-energized and ready to attack and help give you the life that you want. The Masculine Empowerment Network is a 3-part program. And I'm happy to say this time I'm going to be introducing my first ever total dating mastery hybrid course, which is a culmination of all of my previous courses, including body language mastery, SALT, the dark pass, and pandemic pickup. This course is engineered to help you master text message game, online dating apps, cold approach, vetting a woman, helping put her on your rotation, or vetting her to be your girlfriend and or wife. This is a organic value that I've been putting together for the longest time, and I'm putting the best pieces from all my courses in this hybrid course that is aimed to make you walk away from all of your dating troubles for the rest of your life. The second part of the Masculine Empowerment Network is our live webinar training. Starting on August 12th, we will be engaging in 20 webinars, which each have no time limit, which is going to be led by me and my team of men from the Masculine Empowerment Network, talking to you about the core fundamentals of money, muscles, game, and frame to help you maximize your potential as a man, so you no longer have to feel defeated, depressed, alone, unworthy, and plagued with tons of negative thoughts. These will be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Eastern every single day, Monday to Friday, from August 12th to August 23rd. If you can't attend them live, that's okay, because they're going to be recorded and you'll be able to watch them for the rest of your life. In addition to that, after every session, we have an open Q&A panel, which allows you to directly ask your question to the leader who is speaking that day in his area of excellence, whether it's money, muscles, game, or frame. Every man will get his questions answered, and no man will be left behind. In addition to that is our Masculine Empowerment Network Telegram chat. This is where you will be able to network with other high-value men around the world in order to grow your personal power, as well as the other members of the group. We have had so many men from so many different walks of life. I'm talking millionaires, doctors, Navy SEALs, you name it. We have had them all through the Masculine Empowerment Network, and they are all very high-level guys that are added to the group. This is open 24 hours, where you have immediate and direct access to me and all my leaders in the community to help answer your questions simply at the palm of your hands. If you have problems with your text message game, send a text message screenshot. We'll look at it and we'll tell you what to do. If you want to look good for your next photo shoot, send us the outfits. Try them on. We'll tell you if you look good. We'll tell you if you look bad. Are you feeling down, depressed, feeling worthless, feeling like you have just endless anxiety? Talk to us. We'll get you through it. That's what we've been doing since 2019, and we're only getting better as the years go on. It's a group of positive men that are all unified under one cause, and that is getting better at our lives and maximizing our approach to self-improvement. This will be available immediately as well. So as soon as you sign up, you're going to have a link, click on that, and you're in there. The third part of the Masculine Empowerment Network is our Masculine Empowerment Network database. Since 2019, we have recorded every single webinar we have ever done with all the big names across the masculine self-improvement space. And if you miss a webinar, it's okay, because it's going to be put on that database. And in addition to that, you're going to have access to 4 complete years of training to catch you up and really have your own personal positive feed of masculine self-development, where you can watch and see other men just like you on their masculine journey of self-improvement, to help you feel like you're not alone and to answer all of your questions directly. With those 3 parts, that is what we are putting together with the Masculine Empowerment Network. However, I do have a bonus for you. For the first time ever, I am proud to announce that if you sign up for the Masculine Empowerment Network, you will be allowed to attend the Hawaii Masculine Empowerment Network Retreat. This will be only available to men who have joined the community, and we are going to be having a self-development live live-in training seminar in Honolulu, Hawaii, and it's going to be so amazing. As you know, we just did so many live events in Tokyo, Manila, and Orlando, Florida, and I really, truly believe that the power of us coming together and uniting and networking and learning and growing together is the most powerful asset you can ever have in the entire world. Join us, join our brotherhood, and know that we will not judge you, we will not put you down. We are all coming together to lift each other up and ascend to new heights as we march forward into what I believe to be a very, very bright future. And that leads me to my final point. For the first time ever in the history of the Masculine Empowerment Network, we are now adding a recruitment bonus where I will be paying you cash for bringing somebody who has never signed up to the Masculine Empowerment Network before. That's right. If you bring somebody to sign up for the Masculine Empowerment Network, I will pay you 50% of their sign-up fee after we complete the webinars and we get everybody on board. Because I truly believe that this is now the time to reach out to the brothers out there who want to help other people and reward you for doing the right thing, for growing the network, and continuing to win with me in the culture war. So don't forget, on August 1st, we are starting enrollment, and enrollment is only available for 5 days because we have to start the training on August 12th. So if that's something you're interested in, you can scan the QR code on the screen right now, or go to masculineempowermentnetwork.com and get on the waiting list, because enrollment will be done through email starting August 1st. I look forward to hanging out with you in the sun in Hawaii, teaching you in those webinars and helping you in the Telegram chat and so much more. Till then, I'll see you next time.
Oh boy, if you take a look at that, I have definitely lost weight since I filmed that about 3 weeks ago. Jesus Christ, it feels good to be sexy. How's everybody doing? Don't forget, the Masculine Empowerment Network is coming August 1st. So if you're not on the waiting list, go right now, masculineempowermentnetwork.com. Business as usual. We're going to turn your life around, okay? Nothing but a resounding resume of success comes from the Masculine Empowerment Network, and you'll be seeing that a little bit later this week when we bring on some OG members. Go right here, masculineempowermentnetwork.com. We're 9 days away. Your best email address right here, and then just click notify me. You'll be on the waiting list. I'll shout you out if you're on the waiting list. If you're joining on the waiting list during today's show. So how is everybody doing today? Boy, oh boy, I got an amazing show for you guys today. Okay. So we got, we already got a donation coming in. Wow. Let's go ahead and activate the Streamlabs, because for some reason it's always delayed. Thank you so much. We got a $20 donation popping in already, starting off the show with a banger. Appreciate you guys. You guys know, and I say this with the highest amount of respect and esteem to you guys. I don't need your super chats. I don't need YouTube's money. I don't need anybody's money, quite frankly. No one's going to control me and what I say. Okay. You can't say that for a lot of the other people out here, but I'm just saying, for me, my platform, I'm not bought and paid for. I'm bought and paid for by myself. So I do what I want to do. Shout out to Double Axe, $20 super chat. It says, been catching you on the replays. I'm not usually up this late because of work. Good on you, brother. Thanks for never compromising and continue to put out the best, most base content for men. Hey, someone's got to do it over here. I appreciate you, brothers. Appreciate you guys so much. My life is this. My work is this. Okay. I am here to do what I am here to do, which is serve you guys. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Okay. When I'm up here running my mouth, running my show, running my mouth, whatever, the end of the day, I work for you. Okay. I am beholden to you. That is what's going to set me apart from everybody. Shout out to the Double X. See, we got the Homelander, great American hero. Love Homelander. Like a month ago, I just binged watched all of The Boys, and I'm caught up to date. Phenomenal show, but you could definitely tell it's like got woke propaganda in it. All the excessive homosexual stuff that wasn't in the comics, all the humiliation stuff that they're doing to Huey, being like, the sex acts that Starlight performs on him, and like, oh, you put fingers in my ass. Oh, that was great. It's disgusting. You can't, like, everything is just so woke and just filled with propaganda these days. It's like, God, can I just go to a movie and not be lectured to by a fucking pedophile? Can you Hollywood elites just stop? Okay. You're not going to win. I'm an independent individual. I think for myself. Christ in Bethlehem, deliver us all. Okay. Anyways, kind of went off on a tangent there, but yeah, thanks for the super chat. And I'm going to keep on doing what I got to do, man. I got to keep on doing what I got to do. And then today, dude, I'm telling you guys, today's is a phenomenal episode, guys. Let me tell you something too, okay? Let me tell you a little bit of a real red pill, okay? So here's the truth. When you become a guy that is literally and actually a high value man, okay? So let's pull up real quick because we're gonna talk about How to Catch a Liar today with featuring Kimberly Cheatle, who is absolutely a fucking liar. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and put something in here for you guys. I'm going to show you. We're going to use the female delusion calculator. And if you fall in any of these parameters, okay, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to be careful. All right. Because we'll go up to 45. Okay. 25 to 45. Let's exclude married because everybody's married. Race doesn't matter. We'll make it generous. We'll put 5'7". Okay. And then here's the biggest thing. So if you're a guy that makes, honestly, like, we'll put it 120 as of right now, 120, 5'7", any race, age 25 to 45. Okay. That right there, you have to understand that you are going to be a target. You're going to be a victim if you are not caught up with understanding game and frame. Okay. It is only a matter of time because of women, when they see that you're a guy like this, and let's run these numbers real quick. Okay. Very achievable numbers. So if you're in the 3% of Americans, ages 25 to 45, that's at least 5'7", and you're earning 120 a year, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because a new type of predator is going to come after you. Okay. There are women out there, women around the world know that you want a wholesome good girl. They know we do not want hoes. Okay. Hoes are like cancer. You got to cut it out, kill it, and remove it from your life immediately. Okay. No hoes allowed. Fun, sure, pump and dump, but like they're so traumatized and so messed up. Eventually, if they get into your life and there's proximity, their filth is going to fall off on you. Okay. So you have to understand how to look for signs of being of dishonesty, because that's the number one thing that destroys a relationship. When the trust is broken in any relationship, what that relationship was prior will never be again moving forward. Okay. Once the trust is broken, the relationship is permanently and forever changed. There is no going back. Okay. Can you rebuild the trust? Yes, you can. Is it going to be hard? Absolutely. Will it be worth it? That's up to you to decide. That's up to you to decide. For me, I have worked on myself my entire life. I have dedicated my life to an endless pursuit of excellence and self-improvement. To this day, I am studying. I am looking for mentors. I am edifying myself on a daily basis. There's not a day that goes by that I don't do something to improve the quality of my life, period. Okay. And I believe at the ripe age of 38 that if I am going to have a woman in my life, the bare minimum she can do to me is fucking be honest and tell me the truth. That's the bare minimum. Okay. I met a girl. I'll tell you something, right? I met a girl. I dated a sugar baby for a while, right? I didn't pay her anything. I paid her in dick. She was so fine. So fine. Okay. We went on a trip or two together. And no, did we? How many? We just went on one. We went on one trip. She's beautiful, like 5'9", like 119 pounds, great ass, great real tits, like hallelujah, hallelujah to God. And when I met her, right, the thing that was so great and refreshing about meeting her is when I met her, she was honest about everything from the get-go. She was like, you know what? I had some shit that I went through. She's like, I fucking did my whole pass and everything. This is like a very refreshing first date. I never forget her. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Her name was, I'm not gonna say her name, sorry, but she was Filipina from Angeles City, where like some of the most beautiful women come from. She's gorgeous, light skin. And I remember being on this date with her and she was just so honest. And she was like, yeah, I did some shit in the past, like whatever. I'm not proud of it. Come from this, used to party, drugs, whatever. Right. I was like, wow, it's so refreshing. Anyways, so that was when was that? That was in 2022. And then I saw her off and on for about a year and a half. So, but the whole time she was just so honest with me compared to when I dated another girl, right? And I met this girl, and then from the beginning, she was lying to me about everything. She was lying to me about her past. She was lying to me about not texting other guys. She was lying to me about, just everything was a fucking lie. And I remember it because the thing is, what these girls don't get, because they're all fucking idiots, that's why they're single, right? Is the truth always comes out. The only thing that keeps a lie going is more lies. And eventually, if you're not an idiot, you have game, you have frame, okay, you're going to start picking up on things. And it is your job as a man to dig when you start to find something. Because a lot of you guys, you find something, but then you don't have strong enough frame. You don't believe in yourself, quite frankly. And what do you start to do? You start talking yourself out of it. Like, well, no, I'm just being paranoid. And you start asking your simp ass friends, like, yeah, dude, never check her phone. Never, da, 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 da. Fuck that shit. The moment you get an inkling of something going on, it is your duty to yourself, because you love yourself as a guy who's working on himself, who wants to be a high value man. It is absolutely upon you to dig and find the truth, because that feel like your instincts are there for a reason. Your instincts, you're not just some paranoid, delusional psychopath, okay? Your instincts are clearly there for a reason, and you have to trust them, because your instincts are there to protect you, to guide you, and to keep you alive. That's what your instincts are there for. So you have to believe these things, okay? Anyway, so then the truth came out with this girl, and it was so funny because a lot of these girls, what they do is they'll lie, and they make you, and you fall in love with like something that's not real. And then when you come out of that spell, because that's what it is, the relationship is pretty much irreparable. It's game over. There's no saving the relationship. You cannot fix the relationship. You have to be a man of the patience of 1,000 moons, man, because for me, bro, like, that's it. I got too much to lose. I have such a motherfucking bright future that if you can't act right from the get-go, then you deserve to date the guy from Starbucks, because you are equivalently, like, with your lack of morals, your lack of good character, which is a dying thing these days, your lack of integrity does not match mine. Okay. There's a disparity here. Okay. And the same thing goes with you guys, because you guys are so, listen, you got to keep it, like, you got to take this like a man. But a lot of you guys, you're so desperate for pussy, and you know it. You'll tolerate disrespect. You'll tolerate lies. You'll tolerate cheating. She'll gaslight you and manipulate you. And then next thing you know, you get hurt again and burn again, because a liar is a liar, a cheater is a cheater, a snake is a snake. And you have to look at people. You have to judge them for what they are. Okay. You absolutely should judge a book by its cover. You should relentlessly judge people here, and take a fucking firm account, like, take a firm accounting of what they're doing with their lives. And you have to understand what they're doing with their lives. It's all representation of what's going on up here. So is this person drinking all the time? Are they talking about they're going to achieve a bunch of shit, but they're not going to do it? Are they constantly gossiping about you, pretending to be your friend, but not actually acting like a friend in real ways? The relationship's kind of one-sided. They just want to do things from their end. And then you sitting there, like, you just have to tolerate their demands because you're in a relationship or a friendship or a business relationship with a dictator, not somebody who actually sees you as an equal, who can work harmoniously with you to build and grow together. You want to tolerate that? So you got to move these people out of your life. I'm not going to stop you. The art of cutting people off is a fucking cornerstone of being successful. Okay. So, so here's the deal. Let's go to the chat real quick. See what you guys. Shout out to you guys over on Facebook popping in. Good. All right. Let's get going, shall we? Guys, smash the like button, by the way. Send a super chat if you want to catch my attention for something. And let's see what I got here. Okay. So we're going to go and we're going to break down a couple of these clips. And shout out to the boys on Rumble. Rumble is growing large. Make sure you subscribe on Rumble too, because Rumble definitely does no shadow banning at all. Rumble is amazing. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So, all right. Kimberly Cheetos was here. Okay. At Congress. And we're gonna show you a couple things here. Okay. So first, I'm going to show you two different men who were interrogating her. Okay. I'm going to show you there's a big difference in this. Okay. So I'm going to show you two men talking to her. Then I'm going to show you this woman who is so sharp and so socially intelligent. Guys, I'm going to tell you a secret life hack. Okay. If there's a woman in your life that is making your life hell, maybe she's a colleague, okay, maybe she's a neighbor, maybe she's somebody you can't get rid of. You're like, how can I get this person away from me? Okay. Your greatest ally in removing some female from your life, okay, if you want to destroy her socially, if you want to get her fired, whatever the case may be, your greatest ally is to find another woman that hates her. Because boy, oh boy, when a woman hates another woman, it is all bets are off, man. That is like, I love watching the hate. I'm like, ah, oh, yes, do it. I remember I had this chick that was like a real fucking cunt in 2017. And she was a real cunt to me in the office. And then, she's a Japanese chick. And I remember like, she would talk to me publicly during the office and be like passive aggressive and stuff. And I remember I would just always like give a sideways look to this one Japanese girl that worked in the office, and she would look at me too, and we would be like, fucking hate this bitch. And then one time at lunch we were hanging out, and I like was just, I saw the Japanese girl, and she brought it up. She's like, oh, you don't like, she's like, why is she was fishing. She was like, oh, why is such and such saying such things to you? Like, she shouldn't, right? I'm like, so you noticed. And then, because, I can't give away my hand yet. I got to see if she's on my side or not. I was like, oh, so you noticed? She's like, yeah, actually, I hate her. And then she opened up how much she hated her. Long story short, we got her fired. So there's that. Find a female that hates the women you hate, and that is your greatest ally. Okay. Like Israel is to America. Let's go to today's clip here. We're going to play this. Okay, so this is them. They're all grilling Kimberly Cheatle. So Kimberly Cheatle, just to set some context here, okay, Kimberly Cheatle is the head of the Secret Service, okay, and she said that the buck stops with her. That means all responsibility stops with her. However, in true female fashion, you can see her denying accountability left and right. And the number one thing you at home I want you to understand is she is absolutely lying. She is absolutely 100,000% lying. Okay. And that's the one thing you need to maintain here. I'm going to be giving you play-by-plays. Guys, this is going to be surgical. All right. This is a surgical breakdown. Pay attention live because we got this. And shout out to Matthew Gonzalez, $10 super chat. I am rich as fuck. MLD, I got several issues. One, where I end up going blank talking to females. Any tips? You have to call on Friday, but I can't just stop the show and answer this. Can you please call on Friday, Matthew Gonzalez? I'll answer your question for free, or like I'll answer you 100% for free. After interaction, I always find certain things I should have said to get comfortable and interested. Then write those things down. Whip out your phone, take out your notepad. And it's just it takes time. It takes time to develop the skill of talking to women, and that's why we have the Masculine Empowerment Network. Like I told you, that the course that I put together, Total Dating Domination, it literally covers everything. Everything, A to B. I'm talking like meet a girl on the street to how to make the moves to have sex with her with consent, and then how to screen her. See, is she worthy of being a girlfriend? Is she worthy of just, smash only? Where does she rank in the hierarchy of women? Okay. I got all that and more. But call me, Matthew, Mr. Gonzalez. Please, sir, call me on Friday. I will answer your question in great detail, but that's what I got to say to you right there. Okay, let's go.
Alan from Texas. How did a 20-year-old loner with a week's notice pick the absolute best location to assassinate President Trump when the entire Secret Service missed it? Director Cheatle, in your leadership, your agency got outsmarted and outmaneuvered by a 20-year-old. How can we have any confidence that you could stop a trained professionals from a nefarious nation state?
That's right, guys. The strongest, most like militarily competent government on the planet, just based upon our defense budget alone, got outsmarted by a 20-year-old. Okay. Sounds super real to me. Right. 20-year-old outsmarting the government. Got it.
Those are absolutely questions that we need to have.
I know they're
answers
questions,
to.
but the fact of the matter is we can't have that confidence. Director, do you have the ability personally, and do you have the authority to beef up security of any of your protectees?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So were you also aware there was a credible threat President Trump was facing? He was facing a heightened security threat to a foreign adversary?
Yes.
Okay. So given that there was an increased threat to President Trump's life, was he provided a full security complement akin to what a sitting U.S. president would receive?
He was provided a full complement of security.
Right there, strike number one. She did not answer the question directly. So when you are catching or you have an inkling that a liar is in front of you, lying to you, if you answer them, you ask the questions directly, they should be answering directly. If they're answering in a roundabout kind of way, there's blood in the water. They are absolutely hiding something from you, and that is strike one. You got to sniff that and realize that, okay, wait a minute. I asked a direct question to this person, and this person understands the question extremely clearly, and they are giving a roundabout answer. Strike one, you got a liar. Somebody is withholding information. And women like to do this too. They'll answer you specifically knowing that they're lying. Like, hey, were you sleeping last night when I called you? She was like, oh, no, no. What, why? Did you call me last night? Yeah, I called you 3 times. Like, what was going on? Oh, I was talking to my mom. Right. And it's like, well, I asked you if you were sleeping last night. Most guys, when they encounter a liar like that, you see, you don't understand how intricately and detailed women will go to lie, or just liars in general will go. Okay. And the more they have a longer history of lying, the better they are at doing it. Okay. So most guys, they'll get talked out of it. Dude, I'm talking, they will hold frame on the liar. The liar will hold frame for like multiple days, dude. If they know that they're like in a position like where they did something that could cause you to dismiss them, they know, okay, it's either tell the truth and fucking get busted and get kicked out, or lie and hold out. And 99% of women will just lie and hold out. Okay. And that's what she's doing here. Again, he asked her a specific question and she's going a roundabout way about answering it. Look.
Akin to what a sitting U.S. president would receive?
He was provided a full complement of security based on the threat assessment that we had.
That's not my
and
question.
the venue.
My question is, if he'd been the sitting president, would he have had the same security he had on July 13th, or would have?
So this is a good example of holding frame. He's like, ma'am, that is not what I asked. The question that I asked is the following. Are you going to answer it directly or not? You'll see.
Venue.
My question is, if he'd been the sitting president, would he have had the same security he had on July 13th, or would have been beefed up?
There is a difference between the sitting
So he didn't.
president
So your answer is he didn't.
and continuity of government
Okay.
and the responsibility
So he
that we
did
have.
not. Okay, there wasn't a CAT team, full CAT team on site. There wasn't counter surveillance teams on site. But this is the thing. You just said you had the ability to beef up the security. You knew about the threat, and you didn't. And that's as telling as it is chilling. We have satellite images from the Butler Fairgrounds. Have you visited the site?
No, I have not.
9 days and you have not visited the site.
I think that's just, honestly, that's insane. That is absolutely insane that on the most recent presidential assassination attempt that she has not gone to the site and conducted a full analysis. And that's because she was a DEI hire. She got an award for no reason from Biden, just to stack her fucking credibility, her pseudo credibility, as you can see now. Okay, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. You have to take account. If this was me, I would be doing everything in my power to figure out what happened. I would have gone to the site myself. I would have done everything. But she's a fat, lazy old bitch who got her job because she was a fucking woman. Okay. Whether it's willful incompetence or just fucking stupidity via incompetence, it's not acceptable. Either way is not acceptable. All right. She should have gone there, and you'll see more denial here.
You should have been there that night. Did you talk to that evening? Did you talk to the team, the heroes that surrounded the president? Did you call them that night?
They were still operational work.
So that's an answer is no. Did you call them the next day?
President. Yes, I spoke with
You called them the very next day, not the day of, or was it 72 hours after?
I don't know the timeline, but I spoke with
Okay,
them
because you're under oath.
immediately
I
following.
think it was 72 hours after you waited 3 days. What is immediately clear is that there are a number of structures that need to be secured. Of these, Director, other than the first, immediate 4, what's the most dangerous site that should have been secured? Because security 101, you got to mitigate the high ground.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what the next most dangerous site? What was the closest structure to the president, other than the 4 immediate ones that you had your counter sniper teams on?
There are a number of structures around that event site.
You know who the shooter knew? The shooter has visited the site 2 more times than you have, and he had a drone, and he picked the AGR building. So you said, do you remember in an ABC interview you did that you didn't have people on the roof of the AGR building because you were worried about safety because of the slope?
I recall that statement.
Okay. Does the Secret Service have written policy you can share with us about?
And this is what she said right here. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there that we wouldn't want to put someone up on a sloped roof. So this is retarded. This is fake. This is gay. All right. Like everybody knows, if you saw Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Okay. In all if you watch The Rock, remember The Rock when they came in from under the sewers and the fucking bad guys had the high ground, and guess what happened? They all got fucking smoked. Everybody knows you secure the high ground. So why was this not secured? Why? Are you a dumb bitch? Are you fucking retarded? Or is this willful incompetence? Which one is it? Either way, you're fucking retarded. So where is it? But again, she's lying. She's lying. Don't forget that. So you're going to study the anatomy, the body language, everything of a liar right now. And watch. She doubles down. I have so many more videos of this.
Slope roofs?
No.
Okay. So why'd you act like there was one? Because is it your practice to comment on enormous events of enormous national implications when you're ignorant of the facts? That's rhetorical. So here's this thing with the slopes. You go all up to like 1812. You can go to a 112, which is about as flat as you can get without it being completely flat. And you're saying that there was a danger, safety concern there. But the problem is, Director, you put your counter snipers on a 312 roof, which is steeper than the 112. And by the way, the 112 is ADA compliant. You can build a ramp for a wheelchair on a 112 roof. So these are nothing but pathetic excuses, and they make no sense, and they're a bunch of cow dung. All the law enforcement I've spoken with over the last 9 days are amazed that the AGR rooftop was not secure. And you want to know why? Because it's dangerous. I have never had any long gun training in my life. I own an AR-15, and last time I shot it one time my whole life. It was 6 years ago. That is until Saturday, where we recreated the events in Savoy, Texas. We recreated what happened in Butler. I was lying prone on a sloped roof at 130 yards at 6:30 at night. And I knew that he had a scope. I didn't know what kind, red dot or magnified. So I shot 8 rounds from both. You know what the result was? 15 out of 16 kill shots. And the one I missed would have hit the president's ear. That's a 94% success rate. And that shooter was a better shot than me. It is a miracle President Trump wasn't killed. Corey Comparatore's life is over because that damn shooter made it on the roof. And it wasn't the roof that was dangerous. It was a nut job on top of the roof. You know what else is dangerous? I believe your horrifying ineptitude and your lack of skilled leadership is a disgrace. Your obfuscating today is shameful. And you should be fired immediately and go back to guarding Doritos. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Go back to guarding Doritos. I love it. So again, irrefutable evidence, but she's just, these people who are dirtbags, okay, these people who lack integrity, who lack morals, they will lie and lie and lie and lie. They will lie until their soul turns black, okay? They will not these liars, okay? These liars, you have to catch them blatantly. And it is the most amazing. It is this, like, when you finally get them to confess, like, I fucking knew it. You liar. You liar. And let me tell you something too. The longer that a person doesn't tell you the truth. Okay, lying already is you're a piece of shit. Okay. You're gonna lie to me. You're obviously, you don't respect me. You think you're smarter than me. So you can fucking go do better without me, right? That's already a problem. But the degree that somebody lies and how long they lie and how long they try to deceive you also shows you the depth of deviousness in this person. Okay. This is clearly an evil and devious woman. Okay. Like majority of people in our government, quite frankly. Okay. But in the context of relationships, all right, if you catch somebody lying like this, I don't give a shit what they say. If you can say, oh, she was in a traumatic situation and this is why she did that. Oh, she was, when she was a child, her parents forced her to do all this shit and her defense mechanism was only lying. And so blah, blah, blah. No, shut up. Don't cope. Don't defend. Don't rationalize. Peace. That person has to go. Any promotion that she would have had in the future, girlfriend, long-term girlfriend, wife, whatever, it's out the window. It's done. It's out the window. Okay. It's not worth the stress. It is not worth the stress because you're going to be, even after, let's say you kiss, you make up, everything's better. The fact that you're going to have like this little, like, burning anxiety in your head, wondering like, what is this fucking person doing now? What else are they lying about? What else is going on? Are they really here where they said they're here? And you could do all the bullshit too that guys do. You can track their location. You can check their phone. You could do all that shit. It's just not worth it. I assure you, it's not worth it whatsoever. It is, you're far better off kicking that person out of your life, taking some time to heal from the trauma, the emotional damage, or whatever the case may be they have caused you. Do what you got to do, hit the gym, eat clean, get some sunlight, get some steps, watch positive, uplifting content like my channel, and, get back on the horse and try again because they're not worthy. Guys, I want to tell you this, and this isn't like, fucking all women are trash and I'm an angry incel stream. Okay, no. If you do the work to be the fucking man, you have the right to judge and dismiss people who you do not feel that are worthy to be in your presence. Period. Okay? No ands, ifs, or buts about it. There is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. And you got to give them their walking papers. And then you're honestly doing the Lord's work. Okay? You're doing the Lord's work. Somebody says, nice hair, big bro. Thank you. I got to get a haircut. We're out of control here, bros. This is so bad. And shout out to Supremely Sublime. A very enjoyable stream. I got way more for you, brothers. I got way more for you. Ralph says, do you need them to admit the lie? Me personally, yes. I like to clearly let people know that they're a piece of shit. Okay, I like to leave no stone unturned because it's so funny because when you catch them in the lie, right? And I've done this before. Then the begging starts, and that's when it gets real fun. Okay, because then they start begging and crying. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm so sorry. Like, oh, okay. Oh, wow. Where was this? Where was this like 10 minutes ago when you're just fucking die hard sticking to that lie? Where was this compassion? Where was your love for me? You're only saying that shit now because you're fucking busted. That's the deal. Okay. Shout out to Choi 100. He says, 199 super chat. Thank you for your time, MLD. Love you, man. USMX. Love you too, buddy. Love you with all my heart. Okay. Real love too. None of this fucking fake government scam, all this fake and gay shit everywhere. It's like I'm losing my mind trying to find normal people that are just gonna like, can you just be good to me and I'll be good to you? Like, can we do it old school style? Why is everybody such a piece of shit these days? I don't know. I love it though, because I'm not a piece of shit, so my value's going up. What are we gonna do, my friend? Julie 100. What the fuck are we gonna do?
Shut up and
But,
take my money.
Oh, is that another one? I don't know. My computer's freaking out. We'll get it together on this channel one day, you know. But you guys already seen what I'm saying, and it's so funny when you catch them. They just sit there in shame, and they're just like feel so dumb, and they're just like, and then you could just watch the kind of pathetic human that they are. It's really sad, honestly. It's sad, but it's not sad enough for me to give a shit to try and fucking change your life. Okay. And then when that happens too, when you catch a liar and then you're still the man of value, now you can renegotiate the terms of the relationship. You could be like, well, here's the deal. I thought you're a decent person. Here, you clearly lied to me. So it really means you clearly don't love me to the degree that I deserve to be loved because I haven't been lying to you, bitch. You're going to lie to me. So you are no longer my girlfriend. And then that's where you could be like, you can demote or whatever. And they'll tolerate for a little, but eventually they'll fuck off, and because they're shit, people don't change, and they'll fuck up again, and then they'll just go off and continue their pattern of fucked up behavior until they die. But you can renegotiate the sexual contract too. Be like, well, I'm going to start dating other girls, and if you want me to forgive you, you can't date other guys, and you need to think of some ways that can help me trust you, and you got to let them come up with it. You got to let them, try to talk their way back into your good graces. But in your mind, you got to know you can't trust them, and you can't trust them with anything. And then moving forward, it's up to you how you want to put them. But they automatically get converted into worker bees. So I'm like, well, you got to clean my house like every Monday. You got to do all my shit, and then you got to prove to me you love me. And I know it's just a ticking time bomb until they fuck up anyways. But I already know that, she's on her way out. So, so yeah. And the BS profile says trust is everything. Absolutely. Yeah. So left field says when they lie, it's low key. My friend, that is not low. There is nothing low key about that. That is high key disrespect. Okay. I'm just like, when a bitch lies to me, I'm like, bitch, you have the audacity to lie to me? You think you're smarter than me? You there with your colorful past and quite frankly, mediocre life. And you think you're going to fucking outsmart me? The supreme leader of the hot dude army, the global name, the fucking international sensation and champion of men around the world, destroying thottery and simping and beta behavior since fucking 2019 when we were live streaming. You're going to outsmart me? Hilarious. Okay. Sorry, sister. Maybe your fucking history of past, boyfriends would have believed you, but not on my watch. Let's continue to watch this liar. This is phenomenal. Grab popcorn. How you guys liking the stream, by the way? Go ahead, smash the like. Go ahead and share it. Do what you got to do. Shout out to the homies on Rumble. Flippa J just says, yo, I'm subscribed. Shout out to you, bro.
Mr. Cloud from Texas.
Thank you. I just wanted to confirm there was only one counter sniper who took one shot. Is that
We had multiple counter sniper teams available
yeah, on the
that day.
premises, but is only one took one shot? Is that correct, or only one?
Correct.
Okay. How many spent shell casings were found on the roof?
Again, I would have to defer you to the FBI's criminal investigation.
Okay. Word is that the car was rigged with explosives.
Again, sir, I'd have to defer you
To
to
the
the
FBI.
FBI's investigation.
Avoiding accountability, not answering the question directly. Oh, it's not my fault. It's this other corrupt organization's fault.
Okay. You're not curious about, you don't communicate with them? No. Okay. CNN reported that the Secret Service did not sweep the building the shooter was used to shoot President Trump and other attendees. Is that true or false?
So we are conducting a mission insurance investigation and will depend on the information that we obtain from our investigations.
Okay. the Secret Service knew there was a suspicious person anywhere from 8 minutes before President walked on stage to 30 to 60 minutes. We have different reports. Was President Trump or his team notified of the threat?
I think there's a difference and a distinction between suspicious
person.
and threat.
Yeah.
So we are going back and looking at communications to know when the information about a suspicious person was passed to Secret Service personnel.
Okay, but was President Trump or his team notified?
Again, we are going back and looking to make sure that we have the exact.
Not answering the question directly, giving her rehearsed bullshit lie as her official statement. Take a look at her hands too.
Notified.
Again, we are going back and looking to make sure.
When she has this pen right here, she starts gripping onto it pretty hard at one point too. You'll see. Okay, if you're not, dude, if you're innocent, you're not fucking terrified. You're not worried. You're not tense.
Sure that we have the exact information of when those notifications were made and who those notifications were made to.
Okay. I think it's troubling for a lot of us that the number one question everyone in America is wondering is why was the roof left open? And after 9 days, we should at least maybe have a little bit of that information. And when you come to this committee hearing and you don't have anything to say about that, it's very, very troubling. Did you review the security plan for this event?
I personally do not review security plans for events that take place across the country.
Any of them?
We have a number of events that
Who's
take
the
place.
top level official who reviews the security plans?
There's a number of people that review security plans.
Who's
as they
ultimately
unfold.
responsible for signing off on a security plan?
It's a conjunction of personnel. There are people on the ground. There are supervisors on the detail. There are people at headquarters.
So there's not one person who says, okay, this is good. It's copacetic. We're going for it.
I think much in the way that we build our security plans where they are
No
multi-layered.
doubt there's teams working different aspects of it, but ultimately, isn't there an individual who signs off on the plan?
Much like how we design our security plans, they're multi-layered. There are multiple layers.
So there's
of
no
people.
accountability.
There is
Is-
accountability, sir.
This is
So all she's saying right now, and the thing is, this is like when you're a liar, you're gonna get caught up. You're gonna get caught because now she's saying our security is multifaceted. So all you're saying that there's just multiple layers of ignorance in this situation. Okay, if you're telling me it's a multifaceted organization of a security plan, so is everybody just a fucking retard?
this is whether it's the FBI or Fauci or anything, it's time after time after time, these multiple layers of accountability turn into layers of plausible deniability, and agency after agency after agency. That's got to be fixed, because you keep coming here and expecting, yes, you're saying I'm responsible, and you're accountable for it, but then there's nothing. What do you mean by that? I mean, you're saying you're going to keep your job, right?
I assure you, sir, that if we determine through the course of our investigation that someone or people need to be held accountable, we will do so.
What level of, if President...
So we're in charge of our investigation for our own incompetence, and we will let you know the results of our investigation of our own incompetence, and we'll decide if anybody needs to be fired or whatever from our own internal investigation. That's like police investigating police brutality on their own fucking unit. And it's like, okay, you guys are clearly in on this shit. And the thing is, people are realizing this shit it's all bullshit. People are like, okay, like, you think I'm a fucking idiot? You think I'm dumb? I'm just supposed to sit here and be like, oh, okay, just gonna pay taxes and love whatever fucking gay propaganda you have for me next. That's why people are waking up more and more and more. And that's why change absolutely is coming. And that's why I'm optimistic for the future. So that's why I'm telling you guys, get your shit together now, because good times are coming. This is not going to continue. This is just another red pilling moment for the globe. Do you know the Japanese people are like fucking breaking down like analytics and shit like that of everything that's happening? Okay. There are people around the world. I have German people hitting me up like, yo, what the fuck is going on in America? Like, this clearly stinks of corruption. And these people don't give a fuck because they just have their agenda. She was absolutely in on this. Either she's an idiot or this was planned incompetence. And God, the way everything's going with his Biden administration, who knows? I personally think Joe Biden's fucking dead. I think they fucking killed his ass. We haven't seen him since. I don't know if you noticed, but the letter that he signed wasn't on official White House fucking letterhead. And his signature wasn't his signature that he signed some recent shit with his signature. And now he's just like alerted everybody via X. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm not gonna do this. And then he's supposed to make a speech later this week. Is it gonna be a fucking CIA body clone? Like, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Shout out to Siege D 999 super chat. Yo, MLD, glad you're back. I've been working with Glenn Lawrence and we're growing his channel. I'm going to use your frame. I'm going to use the phrase fitness, finance, frame, and faith. But I'll always give you credit, sir. No, mine is money, muscles, game, frame. Money, muscles, game, frame. You can try with your own version, but you don't have to give me credit to something that's not mine. If you want to credit me, you tell money, muscles, game, frame. You know the name. It's me, MLD. That's where it came from. The gift that keeps on giving. Do you know that? Do you know that Jonathan actually means gift from God? So you're all welcome. Just doing my work, doing the God appointed work upon me, which is to be the gift that keeps on giving to you. So you're welcome. And thank you for the $10 super chat. That was awesome.
Biden, God forbid, had been shot and killed, would you think that was worthy of resignation?
I would do the same thing that I'm doing here, where I would want to make sure that we are conducting an investigation, that there is continuity in that investigation, and that we could find the
You
answers
do not
to
think
what
the
happened.
assassination of somebody under your details worthy of resignation?
I think that this event was tragic and deserves answers.
The thing that you've said so far is that you want to make sure that this never happens again. The thing is, everyone in America knows that's not the job description that you're tasked with. The job description you're tasked with is to make sure it never happens, period. One of your goals in the strategic plan is to champion diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. You've accomplished the accessibility part. What standards, do you keep the same standards for all applicants and all, or does every Secret Service agent meet the same qualifications, or do you have different standards for different people?
Yes, sir. Everyone who moves through the application process has to meet the same standards to become a special agent.
Okay. The trouble I think we're having with right now, so far, you gave a lame excuse for sloped roof. You said that local law enforcement's job was to cover up the building before backtracking on that. We were told that President Trump's team did not ask for security before you backtracked on that. You haven't provided the audio recording that this committee, the chairman, requested that was due Thursday. You didn't give us an advanced copy of your opening statement, but yet there was reporting on it somewhere else. There seems to be more information from YouTube videos than you're able to provide for us. And it begs the question to anyone, you're in charge of the investigation of your own failure. So how is anybody in America supposed to be able to trust the results of that investigation as being anything transparent and genuine?
That's the last question, but please feel free to answer the question, Director.
Sir, I've been a Secret Service agent for nearly 30 years. I have led with integrity, and I follow our core values of duty, justice, honor, loyalty, and courage. And I am doing that.
Shut up, bitch. You are a fucking liar. You are a fucking liar. Look at this. And this is why, and you know, my mom told me something that I really believe, right? My mom says, God made everybody beautiful, but it's their lives of sin that makes them ugly. And this is an ugly woman, okay? This is an objectively ugly woman, because when you're constantly lying and cheating and doing dishonest shit, your subconscious mind sees it. And it's like, oh, wait, we're pieces of shit. We are a fucking human sack of shit. And this shit starts to manifest in your looks, your behavior, all this shit. You know, this chick is absolutely a lying fucking scumbag. But I'll let her finish off.
In this case, and I assure this committee that I will provide answers when we have a full and complete report, in addition to cooperating with all of the other investigations that are ongoing.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Khanna from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to thank the chair and the ranking member for convening this hearing on a
Shut up. You're all fake and gay. All right. So that's that. We're going to go one more dude. This is, okay, another guy. Now, before, I'm going to show you how the men were questioning her. And there's so many, but I'm just going to show you just like a few that I personally picked out. And then I'm going to show you 2 women after this. That's going to be super lit. Because I just love watching cheaters, liars, pieces of shit get exposed. And you know, you're not, and I think the funniest thing too, right, is like how they always, like Ryan said this the other day, and it's so true. Their accusations are confessions. Okay. Their accusations are confessions. And it's just amazing to just see, you know, the the level of filth that these people are willing to engage with. And again, like I said, if you're a guy that's working on yourself, elevating yourself to a new level, and a kind of woman like this comes into your life, you got to go. I don't care how often she cries. I don't care how many sorry she says. You got to go. You got to go. You had your shot. You had your shot at the title. Okay. You fucked it up by lying, breaking the trust in the relationship. Peace. You got to go.
She belongs to the streets.
Okay. And just for good measure for you guys, it's been a long time. So don't forget, when they get caught in a lie, you know, Streetwalker confirmed. Okay. Shout out to Not Mormon Anymore. He says, this is the type of bitch that could cheat on her husband and lie straight faced about it when he has solid evidence. Yeah, they will. Okay. They will. So let's go here to this next one. Okay. And remember, just study this woman. This is the anatomy of a liar. Just study everything about her.
Thank you, Chairman. Director, real quick. At what time was Secret Service aware of the active threat against President Trump? Director, what time?
So the Secret Service was aware that there was an individual who had been identified as suspicious, and that individual was attempting to be tracked down.
At what time?
I don't have a specific timeline.
You're the Secret fucking Service. You got everybody's cell phone tracked. You're tracking everybody's emails. You're tracking fucking social media. You're tracking every single fucking measurable thing that we do right now. And you're telling me that you don't have the time. So what are we paying taxes for? Like, is everybody, what am I? Am I just an ATM to the United States government and you guys just can do whatever you want with the fucking money? What is going on here? Has everybody lost their fucking mind? She absolutely has that time. And they know because the shots, I believe the shots were taken at 6:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's either 6:11 or 6:13. How do I know that as just some fucking YouTube scrub who is not like Secret Service material at all? How do I fucking know the moment the guy was shot? Like right there, because I did some research, but you don't know when your team, which you have like endless amounts of fucking reports and data. It's been 9 days after the fucking shooting and you don't have that information. And I'm supposed to believe this? Right. Okay. Got it.
Down.
At what time?
I don't have a specific timeline other than to tell
Director,
you,
it's been 9 days.
I
At
understand
what
that.
time?
I want to make sure that I give you factual information, sir.
Director, have you talked to the agents on the ground that day?
Yes, I have.
You've talked to all of them.
Mhm.
Your senior team has talked to every agent that was on the ground that day.
Yes, we have.
Have they all corroborated the same time they identified the shooter or they were made aware of the shooter either by attendees in the crowd or local police department?
There are a number of reports of when those times were made.
Was it
those
5 minutes
notifications.
before the first shot rang out?
No,
Generally speaking, was it 10 minutes before the first shot rang out?
no. It
Was
was
it 15 minutes before the first shot rang out?
It was less than that time frame when it was identified as a threat.
How many days before the shooting took place did Secret Service actually do their advance work to secure the facility that the rally was going to be held at?
5 days.
In the 5 days prior, when the security advance team did their work, did they identify the rooftop as a potential threat?
Again, I'm pulling those reports and that information.
It's been 9
to
days,
conduct those
Madam
interviews.
Director. Did they notice a rooftop 150 yards away that was a potential threat? Yes or no?
I am certain that the rooftop was noticed. I am pulling the reports.
What was the security?
Answering in a roundabout way once again. And the only reason somebody doesn't answer directly when you ask them a question is they're trying to conceal something. I want to make that very, very, very clear. It's not that, oh, she's a poor innocent girl and she doesn't know better, or whatever. A lie is a lie. Deception is deception. Okay? Period. And again, you're witnessing it right now.
Or the security parameters around securing that rooftop. What did they do?
There was overwatch provided for that rooftop.
Did Overwatch fail?
I am waiting to hear what the results of the investigation were so that I can identify where the failure was.
Who did you talk to that was on the ground that day that was responsible for Overwatch? What are their names?
I'm not going to provide their names in this setting.
Did you talk to the people that were providing Overwatch that day?
I've talked to the people that conducted the advance on that day and that were working the shift and were the counter snipers on that day.
So you talked to the counter sniper team. You talked to the people who were providing Overwatch that day, and you talked to the advance team, correct?
Yes, sir.
What did they tell you?
We are putting together a comprehensive report so that I can identify exactly where the gaps and the failures.
When the counter sniper team was on the roof and they identified that there was suspicious activity on the roof in question, what was the chain of command's orders around the person on said roof? Because I'm quite sure somebody saw in under your organization, the Secret Service, I'm quite sure somebody saw the shooter on the roof. So what was the communication through the chain of command to deal with said person?
What I can tell you is that when the individual was identified by the counter sniper, they took one shot and neutralized that individual.
But that was after the shooter already took a shot. Is that correct?
You know, and shout out to the girls in the chat. Shout out to Janice Lumapas. It's amazing she can just sit there. You see, and I'm telling you, females, you guys have to understand, females, they have like this sixth sense that most men do not have, where they can look at someone and size them up in like 2 seconds. Okay. And that's why a lot of you guys get rejected by girls, because you think you're better than you're not. Like you approach a girl and she's like, oof, this guy is fucking hell no. This is a hell no from me. Okay. They have this sixth sense that is evolutionarily built into them because they're not big and strong like us men. We don't need to be super socially sharp and stuff in an evolutionary context because we're big and strong. We'll just break the fucking neck of the threat in front of us. Worst comes to worst. Women don't have that option. So they have to be smart. They have to be socially intelligent. They're very preventive in a lot of their defensive strategies in regards to assessing threats and things along those lines. And so you're going to see as well with the next, because I'm going to play the lady next, because these guys, they're being nice and shit. But this lady, I think her name is Nancy May or Nancy Mace. This lady absolutely corners this woman, Kimberly Cheatle, and surgically just shows the world that this chick is fucking a blatant liar.
Shut up and take my money.
Shout out to Kyle 2020 with the $5 super chat. He says the best defense is being extremely incompetent. I love this. She has no way out, but I doubt she knows that. I mean, she knows, dude. Like I said, bro, do not put it past these people. These people are fucking evil. They are corrupt. They're like a filthy, dirty organism fighting to justify their existence. And this is like the American people. I mean, American people, like people around the world, they get it. They see it. Dude, the Japanese news clowns Biden on the reg, bro. On the reg. They're just like, oh, what the fuck? They call him Oji-chan. The Japanese people call him Oji-chan. It means like grandpa, super old man. That's how they refer to him. Okay.
That is correct.
So what you're saying now is that the Secret Service did not see the shooter on the roof until after the shooter took a shot?
I do not have all of those details at this time.
If you don't have those details after 9 days, Director, then what you're telling me is that you guys didn't see it. Is that correct?
I am telling you, I don't have all the details of the sequence at this time.
Director, it's been 9 days. Either you have the information or you do not. Is that correct?
We are still in the process of conducting interviews and an investigation.
Some of my colleagues have texted me over the last couple days, bipartisan, about whether you should lose your job. And I've been quiet on that question because I wanted to see what you were going to do today. In my opinion, you do need to be fired immediately. And it is because this is gross incompetence. And the fact that it's been 9 days, and these are simple questions to answer. I'm quite sure if I asked any one of my kids if they got in trouble and I told them to give me the details, I would get more answers from them than I'm getting from you right now. And that's what's frustrating on a bipartisan basis, on a nonpartisan basis. This is a joke. And Director, you're in charge. And that's why you need to go. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
So that's pretty good. You know, that was pretty base, you know, and then, like I said, just shows you the level of incompetence. Now, here, I'm going to show you this next lady. I'm going to show you two more ladies. Okay, for next one is I'm going to show you Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then I'm going to show you at the end the lady that was just like ultimately savage. Okay, then you're going to see a very large difference here in the women interrogating this woman versus the men, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here.
Recognizes Miss Marjorie Taylor Greene from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Cheatle, I'd like to remind you that you're under oath. The site team has a senior supervisor, an advanced team, a protective intelligence team, a counter sniper element, and detail. Who was the agent in charge? How long has she been the agent in charge? And what is her Secret Service background?
So I'm not going to provide a name.
Why not? You're here to answer our
In this
questions.
forum, I'm not going to provide names of.
You stated in your testimony, you said, I am here today to answer your questions.
That is correct.
Answer the
And so right there, you see, this is why having a savage woman on your side is the greatest ally. She's pulled up. She's like, you said here that you're going to answer these questions. And now here we are. You're not answering the questions. Why? And then the lie comes.
question.
I'm not going to provide names of our personnel.
Why not?
Today.
The American people are demanding these answers from you today, Ms. Cheatle.
I will do the best to provide you accurate information based on the facts that I have at this time.
You're not answering our questions. The advance element coordinates with other intel or law enforcement partners, identifies threats and weaknesses at the sites and movements. We'd like a copy of the advance report. Have you brought it here with you today?
We will comply with the request for the documentation that has been requested.
When will that be, Ms. Cheatle? Because you should have brought it today.
I am certain that our personnel are working on obtaining all of that document.
I don't believe you, and neither do the people watching this hearing. You're not doing well, as Mr. Moskowitz informed you. You've been sitting here for over 3 hours, and I have you know the entire country is demanding you resign and demanding that you be fired if you do not resign. Things are not going well for you. You need to answer the questions.
And that's like, and so hear me explain what she's doing. That's a reframe of the conversation right there. She's like, let me just remind you what's going on. You're lying to me. We all know you're lying. And your testimony today for the past 3 hours is looking awful. Okay. You need to fucking tell us the truth because you're not, and people know it. And so she's just, because she knows people are watching, because this is how women are smart, bro. They understand when the camera's on, they understand when people are watching, they understand if they're going to get judged by saying something. You know, they run like a million micro calculations in their mind in like fucking 10 to 15 seconds. She knows exactly what's going on, who's seeing this, and how this is being presented. And that's exactly why she's being as surgical as she is.
Was there a protective intelligence team, and what technical resources were utilized for that event, specifically drone or helicopter assets?
There were a number of technical assets that were deployed for that event, and there was a protective intelligence team that was assigned to that event.
Why was Crooks able to fly a drone over the entire area the day of the rally and the day of his assassination attempt?
To my knowledge, he did not fly the drone over the entire area.
How did he fly a drone over the area, period? Any part of the area?
Again, I would have to go back and check the timeline of when that took place and when the event.
Why didn't you bring the timeline with you today to answer our questions?
I don't have all of the answers on the timelines based on the criminal investigation.
Were you not prepared today to answer our questions?
I am prepared to answer the questions based on the information and wanted to be able to provide.
Do you have a timeline do you have a timeline at all from any of the day?
I have a timeline that does not have specifics.
That's shocking. That is absolutely unacceptable. That means you
And this right here, this is like you could see the moment she realized this bitch is full of shit. Like when she says you're shocking, she's like, "Wow, you're gonna lie to this degree, huh?" So this is where we are, right? Pay attention. Look at her. Look at her here. Oops.
Not have specifics.
that's shocking.
Answers on the timelines based on the criminal
Watch.
investigation.
Were you not prepared today to answer our questions?
I am prepared to answer the questions based on the information and wanted to be able to provide.
Do you have a timeline do you have a timeline at all from any of the day?
I have a timeline that does not have specifics.
That's shocking. That is absolutely unacceptable.
Everybody's laughing too, because like this bitch is full of shit. This bitch is full of shit. Unbelievable.
That means you are a failure at your job. Let's talk about things that are prohibited in Trump rallies. And I've been to a lot of Trump rallies. Backpacks and bags, bicycles, firearms, any type of weapon or any other item determined to be a potential safety hazard, like a range finder would be one. At 5:10, Crooks is first observed by one of the snipers, AGR Sniper 1, at the building. 5:10, President Trump was shot in the face at 6:11 p.m. 5:28, AGR Sniper 1 takes a picture of a bicycle and 2 bags. Those belong to Crooks. 5:32, AGR Sniper 1 spots Crooks looking at his phone and using a rangefinder. 5:55, Butler ESU Command confirms receipt of photos and states they have been relayed on. 6:05 p.m., AGR Sniper 1 later communicates that Crooks is seen moving northeast in direction of Sheets and that Crooks has a backpack. 2 minutes before the shooting, while President Trump has been allowed to take the stage, people see Crooks laying on his stomach in a sniper position on the roof, and they're yelling he has a gun, and they are trying to alert law enforcement and Secret Service. Why was Crooks not shot by the snipers? Why was he allowed to be there?
As soon as the individual was identified as a threat, they were.
No. What do you consider to be a threat? A man with a gun laying in a sniper position, a man that had a backpack, a man that had a bicycle, a man that had a rangefinder. At what point is he determined a threat?
An individual with a backpack is not a threat. An individual with a rangefinder is not a threat.
I'm just gonna die on stream just because, like, an individual on a roof with a backpack and a rangefinder is not a threat. I'm gonna rewind it to play the play-by-play here that Marjorie talks about.
A man that had a backpack, a threat. 5:55, 5:32, AGR Sniper 1 spots Crooks looking at his phone and using a rangefinder.
5:32 p.m., a sniper identifies this guy with a backpack using a rangefinder. Okay. More than it's almost 40 fucking minutes before President Trump was shot at. This was an inside job. There is no ands, ifs, or buts about it. They're playing it off as incompetence. And this is absolutely like, this is a fucking liar. This woman Kimberly Cheatle is a fucking liar. She is a liar. She is covering this shit up. They have tried to put this man in prison. They tried to fucking put him in, they try to smear his name. Everything they're trying to do is not working, and they are panicking, and they push the kill button. That's what's happening, period. And for all the people that say, oh, you're jumping to conclusions, shut the fuck up, okay? Shut up. You're dumb. Your life is a reflection of your stupidity, because it's clear as day to anybody with a fucking brain that this is absolutely an inside job. Period. I'm not going to fucking go down in history. I mean, and where have I? Let's see. What was I right about? COVID, the vaccines, the lockdown, the election, crypto. Just look at my whole track record is literally online for you to cross and compare. Okay, absolutely 100% an inside job.
5:55, Butler ESU Command confirms receipt of photos and states they have been relayed on. 6:05 p.m., AGR Sniper 1 later communicates that Crooks is seen moving northeast in direction of Sheets and that Crooks has a backpack. 2 minutes before the shooting, while President Trump has been allowed to take the stage, people see Crooks laying on his stomach in a sniper position on the roof, and they're yelling he has a gun, and they are trying to alert law enforcement and Secret Service. Why was Crooks not shot by the snipers? Why was he allowed to be there?
As soon as the individual was identified as a threat, they were.
No. What do you consider to be a threat? A man with a gun laying in a sniper.
Oh, I was right. That's right. You know, I forget about such insignificant events in my life, but I was right about the 21 convention turning to shit. Where's Anthony Dream Johnson now? Oh, married to 6. Phenomenal.
Position. A man that had a backpack. A man that had a bicycle. A man that had a rangefinder. At what point is he determined a threat?
An individual with a backpack is not a threat. An individual with a rangefinder is not a threat.
What about a man laying on a building that has direct line of sight of President Trump with a gun that people are screaming and pointing out? Is that a threat, Ms. Cheatle?
Once that individual was identified, they were neutralized.
No, they were neutralized. Crooks was neutralized after he shot President Trump in the face, Ms. Cheatle. Is he only a threat once he fires the weapon?
As soon as the counter sniper identified that individual, they were able to neutralize them.
How were people in the crowd? Okay, then let's just take it this way. People under your command did not consider him to be a threat, yet people in the crowd knew he had a gun and considered him to be a threat. That means that you are a complete failure as the director of the Secret Service, that people under your command don't perceive a man laying on a roof with direct line to the president with a gun. They don't perceive that to be a threat, yet the people in the crowd do. How is that possible?
That's the last question, but please answer the question, Ms. Director.
I'm not certain at this time how the information from the people in the crowd was relayed to any law enforcement personnel.
No, you knew that everyone knew. The people there knew that there was a danger. They knew there was a threat to President Trump, and it was allowed to happen. Was there a stand down order, Ms. Cheatle? Was there a conspiracy to kill President Trump?
Absolutely not.
Then how did this happen? And why are you still sitting here not turning in your letter of resignation?
Last question, but please answer, and then I'll recognize Ms. Presley. Please answer the question.
That is what we are investigating to determine.
We're waiting for your letter. We are waiting for your letter of resignation, and you really need to consider doing that before you leave today.
Chair now recognizes Ms. Presley from Massachusetts.
So remember, women are far more socially intelligent than men are, right? But once you become a guy who becomes socially intelligent, then you're unstoppable because you can see past all their fucking tricks and lies. And honestly, women like it when women realize they can't fucking deceive you, they like it. They're turned on by it. It's like, okay, this guy's not a fucking piece of shit loser like the rest of these fucking guys. Okay. So now we're gonna go to the last one here, and this woman is a woman after my own heart. This is Nancy Mace, Nancymace. Nancy Mace. This is a woman who clearly, and again, this is rock solid frame. Did you noticed how when the men were asking questions that Kimberly Cheatle was, she was a little bit able to like kind of word salad her way into looking more with how can I say this? She had the appearance of more plausible deniability. Okay, so with Marjorie, the woman you just saw, the blonde woman, I think her name's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She cornered her, and she's like, tell me what you knew. Okay, and here's another way you can catch a liar. And this is what Marjorie did. Ask them questions that you already have irrefutable proof to, that like, for example, like, let's just say, that a girl's cheating on you, right? And you know that Thursday night she went and met a guy and cheated on you, right? And you have, like, I don't know if you were tracking her GPS or there was some kind of evidence, but irrefutably that she was cheating. In that situation, if you're really trying to understand what you're dealing with, because you have to understand you've been deceived to a point, but if your instincts are going off and you're like, okay, like something clearly is going on here, okay, you have to dig and you have to believe that you're right. And then what you're going to notice is once you catch them after this, your personal perception of this person is going to go in the gutter, and your respect for this person is going to go down. The love for them is going to go down. And you're going to see the truth of the person before you. And more importantly, you're going to see holes in your game. So another thing which Marjorie did, she asked her for a timeline. She's like, do you have a timeline? Do you have anything? What do you have? And then she's like, okay, but she already had her timeline. And also she said, are you prepared to answer all the questions today? She asked her a question. She didn't answer it. She's like, okay, well, earlier today, you said here that she already had the evidence that you're going to clearly do this. So what's going on now? And so let's go back to the example I'm making, right? The girl cheated on you on Thursday night. If you have the irrefutable evidence, you got to ask her. So where were you Thursday night? And then watch her, study how she's lying to you. Listen to what she says. Listen to how intricate she is. Look what she tries to do to emotionally manipulate you, because they'll do whatever they can do to get out of responsibility. She might say, oh, you're just paranoid. Oh, you're just this. Oh, this is like, I told you, I don't like when you do this. But you're going to watch the anatomy of a liar. And I'm telling you, you become so smart. You become so socially intelligent when you can know you have a liar right in front of you. Ask them the questions that you know that are fucking lies, see if they lie to you, and then just see how long they keep it going. And that's an example of holding frame. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she held frame. She held it hard. And she knew this bitch is a liar and you're not going to get away. But this chick here, Nancy Mace, goes just like tactically corners her in the most impeccable way. The Alien Elite says, was listening to this shit live pathetic how the women were more direct and masculine to all men. Unfucking believable. Well, the women do have they do have an editor, just have a biological advantage in that situation. Just like if, it's funny when you train kickboxing in Japan, like randomly, like a girl wants to come and like spar with you, and you're just like, it's like, okay, like I guess I'm gonna fucking take this round off basically and play defense and play with this child in front of me, because it's just gonna absolutely massacre these chicks, man. Massacre these chicks. Same thing when in a social context, like that's like the literal same thing. Like when you have a woman like socially sharp, in standard woman, socially super sharp, compared to a guy in a battle of deception or socially like social warfare debate, whatever the case may be, the woman's going to have an advantage, and a huge advantage too. But to see them, go at each other, now that's sexy. So this lady right here, I love it. I love it so much. And take a look here. This is the best one. Ultimate frame, high levels of frame here, super high levels of frame.
I have to say, Director, we're pretty close to the halfway point during this. You answered more questions with an ABC reporter than you have with members of Congress. We have a lot more questions. The American people are demanding that we get answers to those questions, and that's what the purpose of this hearing is today. So I'm sure a lot of the questions that have already been asked are going to be asked again, and hopefully we can get some answers to those questions. I strongly implore you to answer those questions. You're here with a subpoena, and we expect you to answer the questions. Chair now recognizes Ms. Mace from South Carolina.
So a subpoena means that you have officially received a summon from whatever legal entity that wants you here. It's before the House Oversight Committee, and she was forced to show up.
Lana.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Cheatle, the American people are watching, and they're wondering if there are any questions you can answer honestly today. So, Director Cheatle, I have a series of questions, very specific questions. I want very specific answers. Most of my questions are going to demand a yes or no answer. Do you understand?
I do.
So right there, she's setting the tone for engagement. She's like, I'm going to ask you a series of questions that are yes or no. And liars hate these questions because lies are absolute, just like the truth is absolute. And when they're caught, if you say yes or no, they steer anywhere from either yes or no, they're hiding something, period. And you'll see it here in the masterclass.
Okay, my first question. Both sides of the aisle today have asked for your resignation. Would you like to use my 5 minutes to draft your resignation letter, yes or no?
No, thank
That's a humiliation tactic she's doing to psychologically bully her at the front end of this interaction.
Thank you.
Was this a colossal failure?
It was a failure.
Yes or no? Was it a colossal failure is the question, yes or no?
I have admitted this is a terrible.
This is a yes or no series of questions. Was this a colossal failure, yes or no?
Yes.
Establishing dominance up front, establishing a strong frame, reiterating her frame as well. Ma'am, I have asked you a yes or no question. So is it yes or no?
Was this tragedy preventable, yes or no?
Yes.
Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee?
Yes.
Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent, yes or no?
I have always been
Yes
eager to
or no?
come
You didn't
and
want to
talk
answer
to
the question.
committee.
We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier, Secret Service is not political. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's Playbook, and Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee as being political? Yes or no?
All those are left-leaning news organizations as well.
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Lion ass.
Well, that's bullshit. So, Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record articles by Punchbowl News, Political Playbook, Washington Post, all done at 5:24 a.m., 6:12 a.m., 6:34 a.m., a solid 3 to 4 hours before this committee got your statement.
Without objection to ordered.
Okay. Is the Secret Service fully cooperating with our committee?
Yes.
Okay, you say you're fully cooperating with this committee. On July 15th, this committee sent you a list of demands of information that we wanted. Has the Secret Service provided this committee a complete list of all law enforcement personnel that were there that day? Have you done that? Have you provided a list to the Oversight Committee? Yes or
I
no?
will have to get back to you on that.
That is a no. Have you provided all audio and video recordings in your possession to this committee, as we asked on July 15th? Yes or no?
I would have to get back to you.
That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest. Mr.
Chairman,
Completely
Mr.
dishonest.
Chairman.
I want to,
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
we have to
continue.
maintain decorum in this committee.
Any,
No matter.
And that's for all you tone policers out there. We have to maintain a situation of decorum. We don't say those words because we're all a bunch of lying faggots. So don't do that, okay? There should be all gloves off when it comes to fucking the situation right now. Okay. We have got to get down to the bottom of this. We don't have time. And looking at this guy, you could hear by his voice, he's some fucking weak beta male.
No matter how
Have you provided
upset we
any
get.
and all memos to this committee that we've asked you on July 15th? Have you provided all memorandums within the Secret Service?
And again, here, she blatantly calls, she's like, you're full of shit. You are fucking being dishonest. You are a liar.
To get back to you.
That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest.
Mr. Chairman,
Completely dishonest.
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman, I want to,
Mr. I'm
Come
gonna
on.
we have to
continue.
maintain decorum in this committee,
Any,
no matter
have
how
you provided
upset we
any
get.
and all memos to this committee that we've asked you on July 15th? Have you provided all memorandums within the Secret Service?
I would have to get back to you on
That is a no. You are being dishonest or lying. Like you're being dishonest here with this committee. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. And we had to subpoena you to be here, and you won't even answer the questions. We have asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard. These are not hard questions. Have you provided us all communications from the Secret Service related to that day and that rally? Have you provided this committee? We've asked for this information on July 15th. Have you provided any of this information that this committee has asked of the Secret Service? Any of it?
I'll have to get back to you. on
Have
that.
you even read this letter that we sent you? Did you even read this?
Yes.
Okay. And you have said you don't know, you have no idea. The answer is no. We haven't gotten a single document or piece of information or data from you or your agency in related to the rally that we have asked you for. So was this attempted assassination of Donald Trump a failure of training or execution or both?
I think that those are answers that we need to
Training,
examine.
execution, or both? Which one?
I think those are answers.
All
we
right.
need
How
to
many
determine.
how many Secret Service personnel have lost their jobs due to this colossal failure?
At this time, none.
How many Secret Service personnel have been required to take a refresher course on how not to let people shoot Donald Trump?
Our personnel are currently operational. We are examining the facts of this investigation, and we will make the changes necessary.
What time did law enforcement become aware that there was an individual on the roof with a clear line of sight to President Trump?
I am still verifying timelines.
Of course, 9 days in, you have no answers. How many minutes went by between the time law enforcement saw and took photos of crooks and the shooting? How many minutes?
I am still verifying timelines.
57 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
57 minutes, gentlemen. 57 minutes. Unreal. I want to watch AOC just because.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Cheatle, respectfully, what you had just laid out about 60 days. We are currently in the
Before, I'm going to give my fresh comments on the previous chick. So Nancy Mace clearly understands that this woman's lying. Asked her a series of questions that without a direct answer would also implicate that she's lying. Okay. 57 minutes before, they took a picture of this kid, identified him as a potential threat, but nothing was done. That's a full hour before. Okay. If your head is so stuck in the sand because you're a coward to accept the reality that there is absolutely a group of people that do not want this man as president, and they do not want him as president because he puts the American people first. I don't care what anybody says. 2017 to 2020, at the end of 2020, barring the pandemic, and for me, it was fine because pandemic did wonders for me. Everything was great. Economy was great. Things were great. And then under the last 4 years of this terrible President Biden has been awful, but it's been lucrative as fuck because you got the war in Ukraine. You're sending $80 billion plus to Ukraine, you're sending endless amounts of money to Israel. Our people can't even get, like, the VA can't even get organized. Okay. If we would have put $160 billion into the VA, you think we could increase the quality of life for all these people that are going out and dying for the government and their endless wars so they could pay their fucking contracts to Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin and all these other fucking corrupt organizations? No, it's clear as day. It is clear as day. They do not want this man in the presidential office. And it's clear as day. It seems to me that, like, despite everything, they are still failing. This, honestly, this is like reigniting my belief in God, because that's the only thing that can explain this. And that's, you know, again, that's how you hold frame against a liar. You see that? You have to hold frame. And when you finally discover the truth, you're going to be like, I am not crazy. I am actually a genius. I am super smart. I am super competent. And you got to go. You got to get out of my life. I don't care who it is, woman, boss, friend, relationship, family member. If they're going to blatantly lie to you and treat you like that, there's something wrong with them and they got to go. Okay. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I don't feel like watching AOC unless she, you know, is wearing a fucking tank top. Other than that, don't forget this upcoming August 1st is right around the corner. The Masculine Empowerment Network is joining us, going live. So if you want to join a group of guys that are focusing on self-development, maximizing themselves in money, muscles, game, frame, we are going to be doing all of that and so much more by joining us in the Masculine Empowerment Network. We'll be doing 2 weeks of live Zoom training webinars. I have a full course to show you exactly how to get your dating life sorted forever, and a year-long Telegram chat with all of the members in there. Also with meetup events and so much more. I'm telling you, you do not have to be alone. You do not have to try and fix all your problems by yourself. Join the Masculine Empowerment Network. Join us, and we'll increase the quality of your life. We'll get you everything you want. Until then, I'll see you guys here tomorrow. Peace. Oh, wait, real quick. Sorry. Billy Huang, $20 Rumble rant. He says, this is fucking crazy. Think of how much harmless stuff that the TSA doesn't allow on planes, and a rangefinder is not considered a threat. Thank you so much, Billy, for that fucking big old $20 donation. I am the richest man alive because of you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, boys. Take care.